Now, the former CEO of Tyco International, Dennis Kozlowski, as well as the former CFO, spent some time in jail for defrauding the company. And now we know that this is before your time, but tell us what kind of controls have been put into place since then to avoid something like this happening again?
You know, this is part of the great story that we have at Tyco. And in some ways, we may have even gone a little overboard. But there was no option at that point in time to really start at the very top. And it started with a new board virtually. So the board members, I would say every single member of the board was new once the change had happened. So starting from the top, then obviously Ed Breen was put as the CEO. He came in when the company was virtually on the brink of bankruptcy, actually. The amount of debt that the previous leadership had taken on for all the acquisition work they had done. So we started at the top, new board, new leadership team. Ed came in, he brought in a great set of new leaders at the top level, and that kind of started filtering down. So that was from an organization perspective. And then from a controls perspective, there's a whole structure of internal controls that was put in place and governance around those internal controls. And it's amazing, I was not there at that point in time. Ed and my predecessor, Chris Coughlin, the CFO, was there. And they did a great job in getting all that behind us. First, saving the company because it was going to go bankrupt. So saving it, selling off a whole bunch of businesses that we needed for liquidity purposes. And almost everything was done. I think the only thing left when I came on board was a bondholder litigation that was still outstanding. And other than that, there were some, bits and pieces that were still we had to clean out. But most of the heavy lifting, I have to admit, had already been done before I got there. So my role was more kind of taking it from that point where it had been more or less cleaned out and then getting it back on the path of growth. And so that's where I came into the role.